Hey everyone, welcome back to Cheddar Movers.
In our next segment, Cracking the Code, sponsored by Wix.com, we explore the stories of entrepreneurs and professionals who are turning their dreams into a reality.
That's right, and according to a portfolio site, Visual Objects, 40% of small businesses don't have a website yet. Most consumers say they trust a business that has websites and more than one that doesn't. Now, joining us now to help you develop your brand online is lead creative designer at Heir Brands, Yohell Collado. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
You're welcome. Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. All right.
Yohell, I want to talk about getting discovered.
Yes.
Right, like Google and other directories, because when it comes to getting found online, it's not easy, and you argue that many owners forget one useful tool.
Yes, absolutely. So we know that it's not enough for just having a website, logo identity, presence online. You need to be in directories. One of the main things that I always tell my clients is you need to be on Google Business, which is Google Places. If you have a storefront, you have a physical address, it is good to be able to have that and link that up with your website. It works in conjunction with your website. So if you're registered on Google, Google highlights your site on search queries. If people are looking for necessarily something, a service or a product on your area, it will match it to your site and it will give you more exposure that way. So this is something I recommend.
Looking at sites specifically, should a business have all their information on one page to easily make scrolling kind of an easy function that consumers can have when they're coming to visit us?
Yeah, that comes up a lot with my clients. I usually tell them it all depends what they're trying to achieve. If it's a landing page, they're trying to promote a product, maybe get some emails, maybe just get listings on emails, then that would be the case where you can have a landing page where people can scroll down. Normally, I will let them know that it's been best case scenario is best to have different pages, different links, just because of SEO purposes. Mm-hmm. And Google, the way they work is they crawl your website, make sure that the information that people are searching for, they can match it with your site. So in this case, with the SEO, it definitely works better if you have different pages. And of course, depending on the scenario, what you're trying to achieve, then we would suggest.
What about when it comes to brand building? What advice do you have for owners who are working to build their own brands?
I would always suggest, listen, start where you are. Mm-hmm. Don't try to do too much. Use the audience that you already have, build a community, use that leverage that you have. Reach out to people, reach out to brands, reach out to smaller businesses where you're at. See what you have to offer, the value proposition that you have, make sure that you're clear on that, and then just build your community from there.
Now, you're a designer. Are there designs that work better than others when it comes to building a site?
Usually I suggest a clean, very legible, bold site design, especially for mobile. People are searching, there's like a 3-second little gap there where people would decide whether they stay or they leave. So you need to have something that's bold, concise, that they can find what they're looking for clearly, you know, and they don't have to keep scrolling or trying to like zoom into your site on mobile devices. These are things that all matter, that little things, but they matter in the grand scheme of things.
We talk a lot about influencers, and especially with regard to social media. You work with a lot of influencers. What are the most important things someone who wants to be influential in their field should be doing about growing their brand?
Again, work with what you have. You know, don't try to do too much. You know, reach out to businesses, reach out to brands. Again, make sure that you're using your tools, whatever you have at your disposal. Get reviews, get case studies from people that you already have done work for, and put them on your site, put them on a Wix site. Right. You know, and let people know that this is the value proposition that you offer. And start there, and then later on you can reach the companies and people at least have something to grab hold of that you already have help, and there's a history there that you have built already.
All right, Yohell Collado, who is the lead creative designer at Heir Brands. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the invite.
So to create your own professional website, go to wix.com/cheddar. When you are ready to upgrade your site, use the code Cheddar20 to get 20% off all yearly premium plans.